Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. Once again, I am your Dungeon Master, AuldDragon, and the players are...
Hi, I'm David Big Mac Shepherd. I play Braxon Miacc, who's a human fighter from an asteroid close to Brow.
Hi, I'm Cape Sword. I play Darrakar, a Minotaur from Brawl.
Hi everyone, I'm Darrakar and I play Solas of Ebha, who is Half-Elven Cleric Mage of Ogma.
Hi, I'm Diamond Worm, and I play Lankas Skipzaggle, who's a gnome illusionist from Kryn. Tinker gnome illusionist.
I'm James. I play Ockar, human paladin from Brawl.
Hello, everyone. I'm Salem Motor. I play Finnel'ar Mohani, a druid from Grayspace, and glad to be home.
Hey there, I'm Lafdul Moonglade, an elven specialty priest and thief multiclass from Realm Space. This gaming is coming up with occasionally fun titles, and this current title is the Queasy Quagmire Quarantiner. I had a Twitch open at the same time, and it was putting me off as I started hearing myself. I realised I was on Roll20 and I had to start opening tabs. Yeah.
So for viewers who wish to give the players a bonus, 500 bits will get the player or Dungeon Master of your choice a reroll. Currently, Braxon has 1, Finn has 2, Ockar has 1, Lafdul has 0, Darrakar has 2, Solas has 1, Lankas has 2, and I, the Dungeon Master, only have 9. We left off last time. The party was paying a visit to Finn's hometown here on Ginsel in the nation of Costapen. And they, in the evening, they arrived basically in the evening and learned a little bit about some disappearances that had been going on in town. Going to sleep that night, Solas was awoken by some sort of ghostly apparition. It indicated it may need some help.
The ghost of his old business partner looking for revenge.
So that is where we're going to pick up right now. Solas, this ghostly apparition has kind of spoke to you and motioned to you, and then vanished. What are you going to do?
I wake up Braxon
Okay.
and
What's
tell
up?
him that I woke up due to some apparition whispering and indicating that it needed help.
Braxton looks around. They seem to have gone. What?
Didn't you say last time that it still appeared or sounded that there was sound coming from outside?
No.
Then I misremembered, but yeah, I will tell Braxon what happened basically. That there was apparition in the room and it indicated that it needed help.
Okay. Sounds like
That
it might be one of those kidnapped people trying to talk to you. Unless it's the kidnappers.
well, there's too little to go by what it is, but there is definitely something going around here.
So, what did the apparition look like? Would you be able to draw it?
I will describe it.
So it was not very clear. It wasn't like a pristine image. It was very, very fuzzy and hazy.
Yeah.
But you thought you could make out a face and then a hand beckoning out of the building. I think that might be what you're remembering. Is that like
Yeah.
it was
That-
like
that's what
beckoning
I-
you towards the outside of the building.
Yeah.
Is there a window in the room?
Yeah.
What I was
I
getting,
will look out the window.
what I was getting at is if you could draw it we might be able to show it to someone, but if you can't remember exactly what it looks like.
It was too it was too hazy to like get specific features.
Yeah, it's not that I didn't get a good look at it. It was
Okay.
the
Well,
nature of it was hazy.
I'm a little bit worried that this might be what tempted other people off when they disappeared.
Yeah, and we should investigate this. But I will look out the window and see if I can see the direction the apparition was indicating.
There is a pale ghostly light out there, not like immediately outside, but out beyond the building. You can't really make out exactly what it is, but it's not like reflected moonlight. Well, not moonlight, starlight.
Okay, I will point to it and ask Braxon if he can see it.
Okay, Braxton's going to have a look.
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay. Right. So if something's going on, it's out where that light is.
Mm-hmm. I think we should talk with wake up the rest of the group and talk with them.
Yeah, good idea.
You do that, and I will keep an eye on the light if it vanishes or
Okay.
moves.
Braxton's going to go around and start knocking on doors with the others, saying that Solas has seen apparition, might be what tempted the other people away.
Or
Falling
might be
to
the
sleep.
ghost of one of the people who's dead.
Yeah,
Or
might be
disappeared.
might be a ghost.
Don't know what it is yet, but we definitely need to investigate.
Yeah. How much sleep were we able to get before this?
About half a
It's
night.
like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Just right in the middle of our sleep.
Yeah.
Little bit groggy, but a cup of coffee would help with that.
Yeah, it's
Coffee?
not
Sounds
something
exotic.
that it's not something that is uncommon for adventurers.
I think the problem is spell prep.
Well, thankfully,
Yeah.
at least Solas has all the spells he needs.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
we
don't
didn't really use any,
need
so-
more, but
You would like more.
Braxton's Braxton's got 100% of his spells.
Which is
Yeah,
0.
that's 0.
Yeah,
Well,
but
also-
that's because he's deity, knows he doesn't need spells.
You're not a
He
cleric.
Take
doesn't
2 minutes
trust
to get my
him.
armor on.
Braxton, you are not trusted with magic, magical items, or anything. You know, your god knows better than to trust you.
So, Seelan was not with you. Seelan,
Yeah.
you would have told the party where, like, it would, well,
I
because
don't know.
your
Oh,
mother
here-
wasn't
here.
living where she used to. Would you have let the
Yeah.
party know that somehow?
Yeah, I probably would have sent him a message.
Okay.
I was going to say, it was a perfect opportunity to try out my new spell that I have memorized. I don't know if
I mean, a
actually
magic messenger type spell would could
also
definitely
work.
be useful rather than having to go get him.
Oh, none of us have access to animals to use that.
I mean, do we have sending prepared?
Ah, so well,
I
yeah.
do actually have one sending prepared.
Then
So-
probably best to send the message over to Finn.
Did Finn send us
Uh,
a singing squirrelgram?
Well, Finn would have let you know where he is, so you could go get him
Yeah.
mm.
easily. It's up to you guys if you have something more useful, like more efficient or anything like that.
I think it's a bit more
Is
efficient
is the light coming from the direction that is somewhat to the direction where Finn is?
No, it's more lateral.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think it's a bit more efficient to send him a setting and tell him to come meet with us.
Brax-
If it wakes him up.
He might be sleeping.
Braxton will get his gear on quickly and then head over to where he thinks Finn's place is.
I'm not
Hopefully that's
convinced we need to do anything today.
I don't think
I'm gonna get
I
my
don't-
armor on and start getting ready to head out because this is weird. And personally, I think that we should at least go check it out, even if we don't need to take care of it today, because I don't want something like this to be a threat to the people in the town.
You do you. I'm going back to bed.
At what point do you start getting like penalties from exhaustion?
When I feel that it would kick in. You've
Okay.
gotten 4 hours sleep after plenty of days of normal rest. You're fine.
Okay.
So how far away is the place where Finn is staying?
Basically on the outskirts of the village itself. It's not too
Oh,
far
right.
out.
Okay. Okay.
I will say to once people are awake that someone keep eye on the light, and I will try to send a message to Finn.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
And Lafdul has gone back to sleep.
Mm-hmm. I'm not bothered by it. I'll deal with it in the morning or something. I don't see why I should lose my spell memorization over this.
All
I'm
right.
not attacking anyone.
Braxton will keep
Yeah,
an eye
it's-
on the light.
Okay.
I'll get my armor on once my armor and everything is on. Same with my apprentice. I'll keep an eye on the light too.
It's not a constant
my
light. It's
armor
a
on.
flickering, but not like flickering like a candle or torch.
Is it more like a signal?
No, it doesn't appear to have regularity to it.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
All right.
Well,
So Solas, you're gonna
yeah.
cast a sending to Finn.
Yeah, and basically say that a strange apparition appeared, asked for help, and indicated a direction that is showing some strange lights.
Okay. So Finn, you would be woken up by this magical message, and you would know that you'd have an opportunity to respond to it. 25 words.
Knowing who it's from. Keep an eye on it. I'll be right there.
Okay.
I will relay the message back to rest of the party that Finn is joining us.
Awesome.
Okay. I'll keep an eye on it then.
Okay. So
That character, I have an idea of what this might be, but I might be wrong.
Oh yeah, out of character. I know what it is, but I'm not saying.
Mhm.
So.
all right. So by the time Solas's spell would be cast, everyone except for Lafdul and I guess his apprentice would have had time to get ready, armor on,
Yep.
pack up any items, get any.
That's
clothes
the
on, that
point,
kind of thing.
though. Because I would have stayed up a bit later to acquire, or me and him to acquire new holy symbols. So I would have had like 2 hours sleep or something, or 3.
I mean, that's up to you. You two easily could have gotten quick, simple items from the people who were in the.
Me, yeah, him, no.
Couldn't you have got
I mean,
something in the town we was in before we come to Finn's village?
No, I'm.
Or you
it's
could have, like,
here or
pocketed
there
a-
of a thing that's
like,
not important.
He could have
Okay,
pocketed a
fair enough.
spoon.
yeah, I
know.
think even Solas could have pocketed a spoon without it being questioned.
Well, I mean, your god would question it.
Yeah,
he
but,
knows that you know.
He's
the
pointing
idea
at
that it's so
hypothetically.
easy.
Hypothetically, he's pointing
Yeah.
out hypothetically.
That it's so easy.
My mentality is that if my apprentice was getting a holy symbol, I would have probably teased him pretending to be a guard or something to wind him up and terrify him. So I would have stayed up a bit later. Just
Then you got 2 hours sleep. All right.
that's what
That's up to you. I just you could
That's why I'm
just
staying
say
in bed.
we would have stayed up later. doing some
Okay.
stuff.
All
It's
right.
fine. It's fine.
I mean,
He
if
wants
you'll
to
get
play.
captured, at least someone's not with the party, you know.
wants to-
that's true. If it goes badly and we get captured, Lafdul can come save us.
Oh right. Okay.
Or while we are away, Lafdul and Lafdul's apprentice gets captured.
And we come save him. Either way, more chance for XP and roleplay.
Mm-hmm.
All
It's
right.
not like my
Yeah.
apprentice needed new spells anyway. He might tag along, I guess.
So Finn, would you just like move quickly over to the inn, or would you have like transformed or anything like that? It wouldn't take you too long to get to the inn on foot.
Yeah, I'd probably just go on foot after scrolling on a quick message for my brother and mother.
Okay.
You're not becoming Cheetah Man and running over as fast as you can.
All right, so probably another 15 minutes. The light has definitely moved farther away by the time Finn gets to the inn.
Yeah.
And knowing that he's coming, you guys could have gone outside and met him outside.
I would
Uh,
grab-
if
if we're going
we're-
if we're going outside, I'm grabbing Beowulf.
If we're going outside, then Braxon would stay at the window and make sure people can see the light from downstairs before he came out,
Okay, that's fine.
just so we don't lose sight of it.
I mean, you have a direction, so even if you do lose sight of it, you can go in that direction and hope to pick it up again.
Yeah. No, that's fine. It's just that Solas said keep an eye on it while he was doing
Yeah.
the spell.
Mhm.
So
So it's moving away from us.
Yeah, while we are waiting, Finn, Solas would have described exactly the encounter he had with the apparition to the rest of the party. To see if they got any ideas.
Okay, so Lafdul, you're staying behind? Is Luar staying behind, or are you sending him with the rest of the
I
party?
think Loire probably would tag along. He's got no reason not to, other than being a bit tired.
Okay.
And Grease is
Laugh-
coming along.
Lafdul's just more grumpy.
All right.
Lafdul's like over 100. He's a grumpy old man.
Yeah.
Loire's like 100 as well. I haven't actually rolled up his age. He's supposed to be a
Joke.
bit younger, though.
Joke overhead.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you're grumpy. Grumpy, not crunky.
All right. So
Cranky, too.
you get Bjolmuth out of the stables and meet up with Finn out front.
Mhm.
Finn, on the way over, you've also been able to see the light, not in any kind of distinct manner, but it is definitely moving out away from the town slowly. Like again, at about the same speed that the kind of apparition hand beckoned Solas originally.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Braxon will ask Finn if he knows what's out in that direction.
Finn, in that direction, it's along the kind of the edge of some of the fields and the swamp where the peat swamp where everyone does the peat cutting, and beyond that are some hills. And they've got woods and stuff like that as well.
I'd describe that.
Dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah, Solas also recaps the encounter more specifically to Finn once he is there.
Yeah, and Braxton's going to say what we've heard about people going missing, and
Yeah.
this is possible. This is possible where they were going missing to.
There's 4 people that have gone missing in a few months' time.
My mother and brother mentioned something about that.
No one knows exactly, but apparently there has been some claims about Otter seeing this light.
I don't know that I trust this light.
Yeah,
No.
it's definitely questionable, but I think we should still investigate. Just be ready for anything.
I think it
I'm
best
trying
to
to-
keep our distance from it till we know what we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think what kind of check would be to recall tales of like lights leading people off into danger.
Yes,
You
there's a-
wouldn't have too many like that, Ockar, given that you grew up in an asteroid city.
True.
Yeah, I think
But,
I know what this is, but yeah, my my character wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
What-
think Brax has heard anything like that on the farming asteroid he was on.
But yeah, things like these are always something to be cautious of. But we should investigate if we can figure out what it is, and potentially prevent anyone else encountering danger.
Would I know anything about this, Old?
Not specifically, no.
Ghostly
I think-
apparitions are no joke.
So,
Do we have negative flame protection or anything like that in case these are real ghosts?
Yeah, but those don't last too long, so I think we cast them if we are certain that there's something
Yeah,
like that.
I just figure it's good to know if we have them or not.
so Ocker, when we get closer, would you be able to use your paladin's senses to detect if that light is evil?
If it's strongly evil, yes.
Okay. So how far
Otherwise-
off do you? Sorry, carry on.
Otherwise, I'd have to be like paying attention to it as it's doing stuff to tell if what it's intending to do is evil. But if it's strongly evil, like if it's a demon or an undead, I should be able to tell from an instant.
Yeah.
I need to be within 60 feet of the target.
Okay. So Finn, you said we should not get too close. Do you think 60 foot will be far enough out?
Perhaps.
Well, considering
I get
that,
the feeling it wants us to follow it, probably into a
Mhm.
trap.
Possibly, yeah. But the only way we'll be able to
Yeah.
rescue anyone in the trap is to find out where the trap is.
If there's anyone in the trap to rescue.
Yeah.
Well, if there's no one to rescue, but it's something that we can deal with, we've at least removed one potential threat for this village. But yeah, Solas indicates that we should follow it with caution and see if there's something to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe we can circle it after we get out there.
Okay.
Finn's going to cast an unfailing premonition.
Okay. Okay, so after casting that, you begin to make your way in the direction of the light. It does lead you out of town, and you carefully skirt the bog. It's not leading you into the bog. From the direction that you're going, it does seem to be leading you to the hills beyond the bog. It is not. Go ahead.
Are these the hills that the innkeeper mentioned that might be haunted?
Yeah.
Yeah, Solas would mention that to Finn, that the innkeeper talked about these hills being haunted.
Do the hills have eyes?
So Finn, that would be news to you. But also, Solas, you'd kind of gotten that impression as well anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it didn't seem that it was a old haunting that he was talking about.
Any of the
Yeah,
other
Finn-
information
and
that you
Finn's
picked
been
up that
away
you
from
want
here
to
for like 10. Oh,
go?
sorry.
No, go
Finn's,
ahead. Go ahead.
Finn's been away from here for about 10 years, so.
Yeah. So that's why it would be new to you. Any of the other like information that you picked up that you want to share with Finn? Any of the other things that you guys talked about?
You know, this
That
all
the
could be
fo-
staged
the-
by those. This all could be staged by those people who supposedly are gonna attack soon. Hold on, what was the
Fair enough, yeah.
Lyresians.
Lysarians?
Lyresians.
Lyresians, thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a
Yeah,
week.
but there's the brink in the between, and I've heard the brink is pretty dangerous.
Braxon would share the names of Dylan and Mirlo, who went missing a day apart, and Presto and Senge, the people who went missing, in case.
Solas would mention that only people have gone missing, no animals have been missing. And also the reason speculations of it being bandits or ghosts or even what the innkeeper mentioned that necromancer might be in the area. But no concrete evidence. But the innkeeper did mention that these hills were haunted, where we are going.
So Finn, you
Well,
would definitely have known the people who went missing.
Well, rumors of something being haunted happen anytime something strange happens anywhere.
True, but it's also a thing that we should keep in mind considering what is happening at the moment. And be ready.
So the you don't you can't see exactly what is creating the light. Like it's always like just beyond your sight kind of thing, whatever it might be. Like on the other side of you know, some bushes, trees, that kind of thing. So it's definitely like leading you on, and you're not able to get a solid view of whatever it is as you're going. But part of that is you know, the distance. It's not close to you, but it's definitely out there beyond. So not close enough for Ockar to try and gauge. You know,
How far,
with detect
sorry?
evil kind of thing. Just out beyond your range kind of thing, your range of vision and stuff like that. So you're able to see the effect of the light rather than the light itself.
Just to be ready if there's any ambushes or something. Solas is wielding the Rod of Alertness that helps him react if there's something like that.
Okay.
Wonder if this is some sort of spell used as bait for a trap.
It's more than 240 yards, and if it's eyesight, we're talking thousands. On.
It could be spontaneously combusting swamp gas. I've heard that's a problem with certain gnomes who work with a lot of who work in swamps.
Swamp gas can explode.
Finn will just nod.
Oh, catch fire.
Finn's going to call a halt and say, wait here, keep an eye on the light. And he's going to change into a hawk and fly out, try to circle around the light.
Okay. So the light does continue to move. It's going in a not exactly straight direction, but it's clearly taking you to the hills. So even if the party, you know, if it moves beyond the party, if the party moves a bit faster, they might be able to catch up to it. So you take to the air, and you're not able to get a sight of whatever is creating this light either. It is faint and ephemeral, and it does keep fading in and out, and like disappearing for a moment and reappearing further on, that kind of thing. And you guys have definitely heard of, like ghosts doing this kind of thing and stuff like that. Like ghost stories always have these elements of it disappearing randomly and stuff like that. So Finn, up in the air. Do you want to keep following it or something, or are you looking for anything beyond just what the light is?
I was looking to try to pass it and come at it from the other side.
Okay. You can definitely move beyond it and fly around the hills. You're not seeing anything that's standing out to you as out of the ordinary. Like you're definitely not seeing like an encampment of people who might be ready to ambush you or something like that.
Okay, so now I'm going to start flying back and towards where the light was and see what I can see from that angle.
Okay. It is still moving, but it's again like fading in and out, and it's definitely not like a torch or a lantern held by a person. Whatever is creating this light, it's definitely not that.
So I'm going to fly directly over it
Okay.
on my way back to the party.
Okay. How close are you flying?
I'm up in the air a good ways.
Okay. So it's not large. It's creating a good amount of light, but not even really torchlight, just enough to be seen. But you're not able to make out anything in particular, like a form or anything like that. But given the way the light is moving, given the way that it is fading in and out, and the color, it's definitely not any kind of normal light that a person would create. So what you could conclude is, you can rule out a person doing this with, mundane means, like luring you guys out by mundane means. Could be magic, could be a ghost or a phantom or some sort of spectral undead doing this. You don't think it's a natural phenomenon like just swamp gas.
Be below wisp.
And then there's other potential things that you don't know enough about to say that.
Finn's going to have some faith in his unfailing premonition.
Okay.
He's going to swoop down low over it.
Okay. As you swoop down low, it fades
being ready
out.
To pull out immediately.
I'm sorry?
Being ready to pull up immediately and gain altitude.
Okay. As you're swooping down low, it does fade out and fade in. And it doesn't seem to really react to your presence. But you're not able to see, you can see the light, but you're not able to see any source of this light.
Okay. Finn's flying back to the party where he left the party now.
All right.
Okay. Brax is going to hold his arm out in case Finn wants to stay as a bird.
Well, considering it's nighttime, you would probably not really realize that he's coming back until he's basically upon you.
That's true.
I just imagine you standing there for like an hour with your arm out like that.
And just out of curiosity, what kind of armor do you wear?
Yeah, probably not nice ones for claws. Hang on.
Like
You're in
birds prefer
splint
leather.
or banded.
I got. Hang on. It's splint armor.
Yeah, that's not going to have sleeves.
That doesn't have sleeves. Oh, okay.
Regardless, Finn would just land in the middle of the party and change back.
All right, and what do you share with the party?
Exactly what I saw and experienced,
Okay.
and that I didn't see any encampments, I didn't see any signs of anyone else being out there, and I don't think we should keep following for now.
Well,
Okay.
we don't know if the light is a person wanting us to rescue them, or someone that's been turned into an undead or something.
So if you don't want to
Like
keep
the
following,
diversion.
if you don't want to keep following for now, do you have a suggestion, Finn?
Yeah, let's get some more information on this first. Finn's going to mention he was already planning to go visit the grove nearby
Well,
and talk with the other druids there.
from the direction we've come so far, can we tell which one of these hills we were being led towards?
Not really.
I wonder if it might be worth going far enough further to work out where this is trying to lead us before we back off.
I mean, as long as you don't get into a situation that, you know, like if it's a trap, as long as you don't spring the trap, you can always back out. But of course, if
Yeah.
it's a trap, you don't know exactly when and where the trap is gonna come.
Old.
Yeah.
Would Solas have heard of will-o-wisps?
In the same kind of vein as like St. Elmo's Fire and stuff like that.
Since that's what Solas thinks that this might be, and he would indicate if he has heard anything of will-o-wisp, that he would indicate this to the party.
So
Yeah.
like
Be will-o-wisp.
it's you definitely don't know much about that. It is very much like a thing that people talk about and will blame lights on. But it's kind of seen as in the same category as St. Elmo's Fire and swamp gas and stuff like that.
All right. Well, I don't mind backing off, but it's possible that this apparition might not reach out to us again. We don't really know.
I mean, we know where it was heading.
Well,
could come back
we
in the
know
day.
it's heading towards those hills, yeah.
Just taking
Yeah.
a pretty straight line, as far as I can tell. Actually, was it taking kind of a straight line?
A fairly straight line.
Yeah.
You've been moving cautiously, I think, so you haven't gotten to the hills formally yet.
Solas, you saw the apparition. Do you think this could be a magical light leading us rather than a creature?
Too little information to go by.
Okay. Well, Finn's telling us to back off.
Since it could be a magical light from a spell that Solas doesn't know, and it also could be a creature.
Finn's telling
hard
us
to
to
say.
back off, and he's our outside the person expert. So I guess we should back off then.
Yeah, I just don't see the gain.
All right.
You could take a vote. Unless
I want to
everyone's...
go check. I personally want to go check it out, see what this is all about as soon as possible.
Yeah.
That's my
Well-
vote is I want to go check it out right now.
Well, I'd want to it as well, but Finn has skills, you know.
Well,
All right, I'll vote for carrying on as well. But like, I think also people should listen to Finn.
All right, Darrakar?
Well,
We listened to Finn.
Finn, you had something to say?
yeah, I just wanted to make my case a little further.
Mhm.
In that, if it's somebody in need of rescue, that given the amount of time it's been since people have disappeared, I think that if they're in need of rescue, they'll still be in need of rescue in the next couple of days.
I'm not waiting more than 1 day.
Hear me out. If it's not somebody in need of help and it is a trap, we're walking right into it.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
But
In
here's
the
the
day
thing. Here's the thing. No matter what, I'm checking this thing out tomorrow. I'm not waiting more than 1 day because it would not feel right to me to let something that's potentially dangerous like this to linger near a town where people have been going missing lately.
I mean, they're already cautious, aren't they? They already know something weird's going on, so they're going to be a little bit more on edge.
Even then, I want to deal with the problem myself. I don't want it to still be a problem, and I don't want it to last longer than it has to. I'm willing to wait out the night, but tomorrow morning or afternoon, I'm heading out there to go check it out.
So
Okay.
Finn has
That-
indicated that he wanted to talk to the druids of his local grove. Would you be willing to wait for
I'm willing to
see
wait
what
on
he?
him. I'm willing to wait on him to go talk with the druids.
Alright.
But after he's done with the druids, depending on, even after that, I still plan to go check it out, even if they say like certain things, because I just want to know what's going on and if it's involved.
So you're looking more at it as this might get us relevant information, but regardless, I want to go resolve the problem anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm willing to wait for the relevant information, but either way, I still want to go take it out no matter what.
Finn will offer a compromise.
Okay.
We don't follow any lights until after I've talked to the druids. But if you want to come back and scout the hills tomorrow, feel free.
Sure, I'll
Yeah.
do that.
I mean, even later today,
That
if we
sounds
find out
logical.
something relevant.
I mean, if you
Well-
get
well,
back
I meant-
Finn by the afternoon, like early afternoon, 1 p.m., 2 p.m. kind of thing, and discuss it and are ready to go, I mean, that's perfectly fine.
So thinking about this, Ockar, we've had our sleep interrupted, so some people might need to have a bit more sleep to get their
I
spell.
said that I was willing to wait until tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon to head
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
I was gonna wait until everybody had a chance to rest.
I know. That's not what I'm saying. So you'll be rested before the others, so I could come with you and anyone that doesn't need to do spells, and we could scout up the hills a bit if you want.
Yeah, I'd be
Yeah.
willing to do that too. That's a good way to get more information, especially if we're not following those lights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's fair.
All right. Well, let's head back then.
Okay. So you make your way back to the inn. Is anyone watching out behind you?
I would be watching out in case those lights show up again, or in case something's following us.
Okay.
Finn would also want to observe how the light reacts to us turning around and going back.
Okay. How are you going to observe? Just like keeping watching over your shoulder as you're going, or something else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Ockar and Finn take up rear positions. The light does reappear briefly as you're moving away, but then it in the direction that it was going. But as you continue to move away from it, you do not see it anymore. So it doesn't keep following you back towards the village.
Lara's gonna pipe up and say, Hey, this reminds me of something Lafdul told me about the fairies. And Aravan's a great collection of little mischievous creatures. He indicated that fairies would often, fight little enemies, and it's nagging me. We should ask him about that, or I don't know if I know enough about that, would he?
Probably not.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's probably a good idea to do that. Just to make sure we're not dealing with Fey problems.
It's also something the Druid Circle will be able to tell me about as well.
Mm.
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay. So you get back to the inn. Did you want to wait until the morning to ask Lafdul, or wake him
Yeah,
up?
because he seemed to be extremely grumpy.
Okay.
Uh,
All right. So Finn, you head back to your mother and brother's house, and the rest of you return to the inn, annoying the innkeeper by waking him up again. But that's the job of the innkeeper. And you guys go back to
Why would
rest.
we wake him up?
I'm sorry?
Loire would say,
Why would
don't
we be
just...
waking him up?
We can let
Open the
ourselves
door.
in.
Oh.
To get back in, really, because the innkeeper would not just be like keeping the doors unlocked and not have anyone.
Yeah,
That makes
he had
sense,
to
yeah.
knock and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solas slips him a silver coin to make it up.
He will be much appreciative of that. So you guys get rest again. You get back to sleep. Ready to ask Lafdul in the morning. Finn, you'd probably stop by and let the party know when you're going to the Druid Grove, or at least send someone to stop by to let them know, so that they have an idea of the time frame they're looking
I
at.
would have just told him I'm going at first light,
Okay, all right, that's fine.
and then just go straight there.
Okay. All right, so you head out that way. The rest of the party. So Loire had brought up something that you guys could talk to Lafdul about. So go ahead and ask him in the morning over breakfast.
Yeah, I'd ask him. I described what we were seeing, if he knows anything about like Fey-related things that sound similar to that.
I'll have to mention that the Fey folk, or the fairy folk, they're pranksters. They like to have fun, but they're not evil per se. They generally do like benign and kind actions as like a payment or something, and they tend to despise that, do it out of like hostility or evil. I can't quite think of the name off the top of my head, but they definitely do fight these other pranksters, as it were. It's like a prankster war in a way. Maybe it's jogging Lafdul's memory after he's thinking about it some. Can he make a religion check, I guess?
Sure.
So he might indicate that he might think they. Has he heard? He's heard of like mischievous creatures in general, because it's like his fascination. So what I might think of is like, it might remind of like, because I don't think we have swamps in Evermeet, so you may not know on that aspect. But he might have heard of like a boggart or something, or like the opposing fairies as well. I'm thinking along that lines. That would be his reasoning.
Unseelie Fey?
Yeah, and
So
I don't know if
followers
Lafdul...
of the Queen of Air and Darkness.
Yeah, so other like mischievous creatures. So that's why he's thinking of like a boggart or something. But he may or may not know about will-o-wisps, but it's up to you if he knows that.
He would not know much about will-o-wisps beyond vague stories.
Alright, so I'll just reiterate what I know. I just think it's a malevolent fairy-like spirit. If there's any fairies in the area, they probably know. Oh, Finn isn't here.
No, he's gone to his grove.
Oh. Lafdul's gonna. Well. What's the plan? Are you gonna ask the people about how people died, or?
Ockar wanted to check the area while the rest of you were getting spells and stuff.
Oh yeah, Lafdul might have changed like 1 or 2 spells to spell it.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know
if you
what,
guys wanted to
strength-
change up spells, obviously you would definitely not have all day, but
Oh, Lafdul just really wanted purify itself. He's going into the swamp, so.
Solas only has the spell to memorize that he used. So 1 5th level spell.
Oh,
They seem like evil creatures. I probably would take a protection from evil.
was there something you wanted to say, Braxon?
I just realised I could fly out on the fly.
Yeah. So I mean, if you indicate that you're only going to be scouting,
Yeah.
like you guys could go out and look at the hills in daytime before.
So,
Finn
what do you
comes
think,
back.
Ockar?
I think I'm gonna fly around the hills in daytime and see if I notice anything.
So
and
we
if
could
you
go
want to
with
come on your fly, that could be a good idea too.
yeah. So I've only got a few hours, so we can't spend all day there. But we could
We got 12 hours 3 times.
I mean, if you both fly, you can get there pretty quick, and if you're
Yeah.
staying in the air, you can look over the area reasonably fast. I mean, it's not going to be like a detailed search, but
Yeah.
like you'll
Yeah,
notice
so,
anything big and out of place kind of thing.
Solas would suggest to do that, start flying outside of the village and not in the middle of the village to not spook the locals too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lafdul indicate if we can get details of one of the people that have died, I have a spell that I was researching. I could see where they be.
Currently, we don't know if they have died or not. We know that they have
Well, the
gone
spell
missing.
would tell me.
Solas asks around the village during the daytime.
He's
more
been
about
gone the
what's
longest.
going on.
Well, first of all, what spell is that? I want to review how that.
Sympathetic magic.
What is it?
It would tell me if they're dead.
What is it? I'm sorry.
Sympathetic magic 1
Okay, give me a second.
in the last book.
All right, so Ockar and Braxon are going to go out doing a bit of flying scouting. Solas is going to ask around town. Anything anyone else wants to do while waiting for Finn to get back? Start with Darrakar. I mean, you can just like accompany.
I was going to accompany the 2 of them, yeah. So I'd like to do that if I can.
Braxon and Ockar.
Yeah.
We'd have to walk.
Yeah.
Unless you can fly.
Oh, okay.
We can walk.
I mean, I was planning to ask around town to see if anyone knew of any place where fae reside, like fairies reside, since that was brought up.
Yeah, that's what Lafdul would be asking around, as well as, one of the dead people, like maybe a widow or relative.
Yeah, it might be in
'Cause
that case. It might be easiest Darrakar if you're sticking with Solas and the rest there.
That is fine.
Plus, they don't have any warriors with them, so
If we're attacked.
Just in case.
Yep.
I mean, Lafdul can hold his ground in melee for quite a while.
But you would prefer to have the big beefy Minotaur.
I can make a distraction and run away.
Solas can take quite a few lickies before falling down. He doesn't like to admit it.
Okay, so asking around, what kind of information are you looking for, Solas?
I'm asking generally what has happened, and then more specifically about the missing people.
Okay.
And if there is anything strange that has happened.
So you do hear much of the same things that you'd already, been informed, learned at the inn the previous night. People are definitely worried. They're not exactly scared. But they are. There's definitely some people worried about what's going on. In terms of like new information, let's see. So Prester is the one who disappeared first. He was the old tanner. And then it was Mirlo and Delan who disappeared after that, and Senj was the most recent one to disappear.
Logically, I mean, Senj might be the one that might have the highest chance of still being alive.
But it has been
how long?
On the order of a couple weeks since Senj disappeared.
At what point did the villagers seem to just assume that they're dead? At what point do they concede to that? What feels like the average time?
Some of them are like it varies from individual to individual. But like some of them are assume they like. You'd say that about half the village that you speak to thinks that Mirlo and Delan have run off together.
That makes more sense.
You kind of get the impression that no one particularly cares about Prester because he was he was not exactly the nicest of people.
He was cranky old man.
Yeah. And you don't talk to Senj's family. Like if you want to talk to Senj's family, you can do so, but
yeah.
I'm gonna assume that until you indicate to me what you want, you'd not talk to them just out of respect, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think this is just a general asking around.
Yeah, but you do get the impression that the villagers tend to think that Senj has. About half of them think that he's dead, and the other half think that he may have run off with some woman somewhere or something like that.
Laughed will indicate that if I'm to do a divination on this person, I need some material or effect of the said person. So I kind of need to go visit their family.
Are they the ones who are flying around talking right now?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because I wanted to ask actually about the hill to these people that when we went investigating, see if anyone knows about the hill that we were being led towards.
Well, it's not a hill; it's hills.
Okay.
It's like the hilly area. What's known about it is basically like when it rains, the water from the hills, it all flows into the bog, and that's what creates the bog.
Okay, so no one knows if anyone lives up there or anything.
Yeah, no one is known to live up there. it's not really like it's not suitable for farming because it's hilly. And it's not really suitable for grazing. People keep animals around here, but there isn't really a whole lot of like, you know, animal husbandry as a thing. It's more crop growing that happens around here, and the peat cutting and stuff like that.
Okay.
People don't go out to the hills very often. You know, maybe to gather wild berries in springtime kind of thing, which it's not right now. And that's mostly what you learn. You do learn that the crop fields in that direction have not been doing well lately.
Oh.
Yeah, so those were the ones that haven't been doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that is one thing that I would have mentioned to Finn. I as a player just forgot that. Since I did hear about that from the innkeeper.
So people just kind of, mostly think that it's just the weather. Maybe there's some bog water seeping in that's unhealthy. Something like that.
Yeah.
That dang bog water.
It's just one of those things, it happens, is kind of how it's looked at.
Yeah, but that would have been something that Solas would have mentioned to Finn, since Finn is nature druid, nature cleric.
Well, you'll have to mention it to him when he gets back.
Yeah.
The hills are also known to have various wild animals, bears, things like that.
Okay. So nothing out of the ordinary other than crops failing in that direction and the fact that no one lives there.
Yeah. And beyond the hills is then the Martarine Marches, a much less settled, spread out area. Okay. So Lafdul, you would need to talk to one of the families. Prester doesn't really have any family in the area.
Wow. Any relations, close friends?
Nope.
He was the old man Tanner.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. What about the other one? Not the couple, the other.
The wheelwright. Like you can go talk to his family.
Yeah.
His wife and kids.
Yeah, I'd go over there.
So what do you like? How do you approach her?
Yeah, I'd say introduce myself as who I am, and we're here with Finnel'ar. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's from around here.
Oh yes, I do remember him.
He's visiting family, and well, while we were staying at the inn, we heard about these strange disappearances. As part of our group, we investigate strange things, and there was an incident last night that one of our companions was beckoned into the forest. Your I'm sorry to bring this up. Did your partner talk about any of this at all? Did he just disappear? I'm just hoping to give you some closure on your.
No, he just didn't come to bed one night, and some neighbors said that they saw him leaving the village in the direction of the the hills. She kind of begins to break down, sobbing a bit.
No, I try my best to console her. I'll
Who is this?
This is the
This
wife
sparse.
of Senj. So the wife of the wheelwright who went missing, the most recent.
Okay.
Well, I would like to help if you would allow me. I have magic at my disposal, and I assume that's not very commonplace around here. Do you have something of his that you wouldn't mind parting with? It would allow me to attempt to magically track him, as it were. You know, something that is his, but, you know, something that you wouldn't mind parting with.
You mean his clothing?
Something of his. Well, I would indicate something appropriate for the spell. I suppose clothing would count.
Clothing would not count.
Oh. All right. I'll get a bit more, like a hairbrush, or, you know, you might have some hairs on it or something, or...
Yeah,
One
I
of
mean,
his
you
tools.
need like
One of his-
hair or fingernail clippings or some piece of their, like a tooth.
Their person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would indicate something of his person.
She would not have anything like that she knows of.
Would it be harsh to ask for her to have a more thorough check?
She does not like know of any hair of his that's left around. Fingernail clippings would, you know, none of these things would have been like these would have been cleaned up as a matter of routine. So.
Trying to think. Could you? All right, Lafdul will try and phrase it in a different way. Could I look at where he's most spent his time?
I mean, yes,
inside
you
the
could
house.
go into his workshop if you want.
Yeah, basically, I want to look around to see if I can find anything of his personal effects. You know,
So,
his
I mean,
personal.
Right, like there's personal effects, but there's not, you know.
That's why I'm checking.
Go ahead and give me a D20. There's going to be a very, very low chance of you finding, like, some stray hair or something like that.
Yeah, elves, I mean, have good chances of finding secrets and stuff, so.
Not that kind of secret.
Well. 3.
I was
I've
looking
done
for a
lot.
1.
Alright,
So no, you don't find anything of particular like hair or anything like that you could definitely say is his.
Was it month or less when this guy went missing?
A couple weeks.
This is the most recent one.
Yeah, a couple of weeks would be time enough for basically any of that kind of disappear.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's also a wheelwright workshop. I mean, there's sawdust and tools and stuff like that laying around.
Hang on.
Do you mind if we examine your pillows?
Wow. I wasn't going to go that level of intimate, but...
Yeah, I don't think she would let you do that.
Okay, that's fair.
Solas would have not come here, join that.
Yeah, I think
He
Lafdul
would
went on
have
his own.
Yeah, he would have wanted to give the
Not make a crowd or scene.
I kind of figured we were waiting like nearby, but not in the house. Not have gone in.
Yeah.
Sliverwood.
Yeah, unfortunately,
It says
because
it could be slither of wood or metal, but what does that mean then?
Because
That
it
the
works
creature
for
was-
objects too.
That an object that they were carrying?
Get one of his tools for making wheels. He'd have been using that every day.
So,
No,
spell
I
allows
think,
the caster to make a divination about a specific person or thing if some portion of the subject is available to the caster. So, sliver of wood or metal would be like, you know, if he went off on a cart and the cart hit a fence post along the way and a little chunk of paint flecked off, you could use that fleck of paint to find out where the cart went. If you
Oh, right.
if
Like a
you have a
footprint as
broken
well?
sword, you have a broken sword blade, you know, like a piece of the blade, and you know this person, you know, they broke their sword attacking you, and they fled carrying that the rest of the sword, but they left a piece of the blade behind. You could use that piece of the blade to find where the sword is, or something like that.
Mm.
You know.
I'm just. It
Definitely
sounds
makes it risky to end someone rightly.
Yeah, no, I was thinking, would a piece of mud that's flecked off a shoe, like a foot imprint, would work?
No, you need a piece of the person. That's what it
Or
indicates.
a
to me.
piece of the shoe.
A piece
I
of the
guess.
yeah, I mean like a piece of their clothing, a piece of their a tool that they went off with, but like his
Alright,
wife
without
doesn't know
turning
much
this-
about, you know, like one of the reasons that this wife is now in a situation of like we don't know what to do, we don't know how we're going to feed ourselves, is that she doesn't do, you know, wheelwriting, and she doesn't know anything about the job. She doesn't know anything about the procedures on what's necessary. She doesn't know the workshop. She doesn't know where things go. So she's in a position where it's like we don't know what we're going to be, how we're going to be feeding ourselves now.
How long do I know? I mean, this is. Lafdul's not a good alignment, but he's not evil either. So he would see her situation and he would make an estimation based on how long she can stay in her current circumstances, and he might off.
You have no idea what their finances are. I mean, if you want to give her some money, you can give her some money. And
Yeah, I would. I would give her like 10 gold or something.
Yeah.
And
That's fine.
that would probably set it for a while.
It'll be helpful, you know.
Mm-hmm. You know, should help. I mean, we're adventurers. We got, well, lots of money as it were, and, you know, obviously you're in a situation where you might benefit from it.
Yeah.
And what is money if we can't help people who need it? More than me. Yeah, so 10 gold. Alright, I'll mark that off.
So yeah, unfortunately,
Okay,
she doesn't know enough to give you something that would help with that spell.
Alright, fair enough. I'll obviously hit a bit of a brick wall on this person. Alright, then I'll just have to leave because I'm not turning the house upside down because that's just not very nice. I mean, afterwards, chaotic neutral, but he'd have to do that at night, so. And plus, well, no, she'd be in her bed, so it'd be during the day or something.
Alright, so, Braxon
we
and
could-
Ockar, flying over the hills, what are you looking for in particular? Just like anything that stands out?
Yeah, like I'm looking for anything like abandoned, like anything that stands out that you wouldn't normally see, like an abandoned camp or some kind of ruin or something that shows that there was like some kind of fight that took place or just evidence of something odd going on.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
maybe
see.
any footpaths or anything.
Yeah.
That too.
Camps.
You are not seeing anything that stands out to you in that regard. There are woods away from the hills, but not on the hills themselves. The hills are mostly free of big plants. So it like sticks to bushes and stuff like that. And you'd guess it's because of the way the water flows when it rains and stuff like that. There's a tree here and there and stuff like that, but no like stands of trees. So that would really limit the ability for any group to hide out there. If there was a group hiding, they would definitely keep to the forest that's beyond the farmland. But even that's not a big forest.
Yeah. So is the forest on the way to the hills or off to one
No,
side?
it's like you kind of think of like very very roughly. You've got the village, and going away from the village in this particular direction, you first have the bogland where all the peat is.
Yeah.
And next to that is the farmland, and you were basically going between those, and eventually you were going to get to the hills, which is beyond the swampland, and the forests, which are beyond the farmland. So kind of
Right.
like a simple checkerboard kind of thing. 1,
Right.
2, 3, 4, very roughly.
Are there? There's like a number of valleys in between the hills.
Yeah, dips, depressions, that kind of thing. That all eventually lead, like water would flow down there to the swamp when it rains.
To the bog, yeah. So we don't know exactly which way they went, but they might have gone up one of the valleys in between the individual hills.
Yeah. Now you can see, like, do you want to go like beyond the hills even, just flying?
If Ockar does, Braxon will.
Yeah.
Like, would your looking around take you that way? You
Yeah.
can see a small stream that does seem to disappear into the hills. Like it doesn't. You'd guess it goes underground.
Right. So if the stream goes underground, there might be some underdark.
Well, some caves.
Yeah.
At least some caves.
All right. What else do you want to have a look at?
Are there any like particular landmarks out here?
Not really. From up where you are, you can see some other villages, even beyond, where you are. Some small villages, dozen buildings kind of thing. Just like at the very edge of your sight distance. But given your understanding of the geography, you would guess that that's probably the other country, the Martarine marches out that way.
Right.
Okay. I'm not seeing much of anything to go on here. I guess we should head back then.
Okay. So I guess our other possibility is that somebody dodgy from the Martyring Marches side is creating the illusion that ghosts are kidnapping people or whatever in order to try and scare people out of the area.
Well, and like someone, people could be making illusions to hide a camp.
Yeah, that's true.
Like magic could be used to hide a camp or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Possible, yeah.
All right, Finn, you there?
Yep.
Okay, so you make your way over to the Grove. The Grove is actually on the other side of the river from like you came up from the river to get to your village. So it's a bit of a distance. It's not like part of the village proper. But it doesn't take you too long to get there. Upon arriving, you would discover that there are only apprentices. Like, there's a pair of young druids who are in their early, like early training period. They're the only ones there. That's definitely unusual.
Yeah, I would ask immediately about that.
They will tell you that something far to the north took them away. Like the other druids from another region came and they had a discussion that they weren't privy to, and they left on a mission some weeks back, and they haven't returned. They didn't give a time for return, and these apprentices don't really know what's going on.
How
But
long
it
ago
seemed
did you say?
urgent.
How long
That's
ago was
good
it?
to know.
It was a couple weeks ago, but not quite lining up with when Senj disappeared.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the grove grove is
people
far enough
disappeared
away.
before that, so I wasn't thinking it was related, but
Yeah, and the grove is far enough away that it something very local to the village would probably not be affecting the grove down here. So Finn, do you have local history or anything?
I have religion for this area. That's about it, though.
All right, give me a d20, please. Okay, that's pretty good. So you remember that there is a story of a dark forest to the north, and them telling, these apprentices telling you that some other druids came, and there was a discussion, and all the druids went to the north. You know that there is a dark forest up there. It's in the Martyrine Marches, the northern part of the Martyrine Marches, like right on the brink. And your gut instinct is that the druids finally decided to do something about this dark forest up there.
Well, sounds like they're going to be busy then. And the apprentices probably won't have a whole lot of knowledge about what's going on.
No, but they might have some general knowledge about the situation in the general area.
Yeah, I'll ask if there's anything.
So fairy folk are not very common on Ginsel in general. They haven't had much contact with them. They don't know anything specifically about what's going on in Aberdale, your village. But they did get a request to look at the fields that are not doing so well. But unfortunately, the druids had already left by that point, so they were kind of like, you'll have to wait until they get back.
Perhaps I'll do that then.
Yeah. Let's see. What they also can tell you is that before they left, the druids had been aware that something was not quite right with the balance of nature around Aberdale. They hadn't figured out anything, and they hadn't. It was the kind of thing like, the apprentices think it's the fields. The fields are just not healthy, and that's throwing the balance off and stuff like that. but to your ear, it sounds like the other druids thought that there was something else, but they hadn't had a chance to investigate it, and it could be related to the disappearances.
Okay. It's definitely something I'm going to want to look into then. But first, while I'm here, I think I will go to the edge of the grove that's closest to the hills, where the light was leading us, and I will cast Commune with Nature.
Okay.
Which I get a range of up to about 4.5 miles.
Okay, I will say that that is within range. Like the hills and everything are within range.
Okay. And then the first thing I want to know about is the presence of any powerful unnatural creatures.
Okay, give me a second. Do you get a chance of finding out information?
Enables the caster to become one with nature, thus being empowered with knowledge of the surrounding territory. For each level, the caster can know one fact ahead, left, or right about the following subjects: the ground, plants, minerals, bodies of water, people, general animal population, presence of woodland creatures, etc. The presence of powerful unnatural creatures also can be detected, as can the general state of the natural setting.
Okay, so, there is something unnatural to the north. An unnatural creature of some sort. So that would put it into the hills.
Okay. General state of nature?
Nature's generally okay, although those fields are not doing well. Yeah, the fields that you did hear about, and it is not a. It's not exactly. It's unusual, but not exactly unnatural.
Okay. How about the general animal population in the vicinity of the hills? Are there any spots where animals are avoiding?
No.
Okay. So whatever this unnatural creature is driving them away then. Any woodland creatures?
Not in the immediate area, but that's kind of to be expected.
Right.
You're much more likely to get woodland creatures out in the Martarine Marches closer to the brink.
Okay. Any gatherings of people beyond the village?
Nothing unusual.
Okay. I don't know if it'll work for this, but would I be able to determine if anything's been disturbed with the ground?
No. Nothing has.
Okay. Okay. I think that's about all I would want to know out of that.
Okay. I will tell you this since you got some questions left, so you can
With
learn
that,
some
I'll
other.
thank the apprentices.
You can learn some other facts. I'm going to
Ask
tell
them
you
if there's anything they need.
some other stuff. So there is an underground body of water up there. That was not one that you would have been familiar with from growing up in the area. So you can detect that with the commune with nature. And the apprentices,
Okay.
they would just ask for some general information about other areas around the grove, things that they would need to like look at, and you share that information.
Yep. Then I'll tell them that I will go and take a look at the fields myself and see what there is to see.
Okay.
And that I may send a messenger for them to come.
Okay.
And with that, I will head back to the village.
Okay. So you'd get back just around like 1 p.m., 1:30, somewhere in there, in time to have some lunch and meet up with the rest of the party and plan out what you guys want to do.
Okay, well, I'll propose to the group that we take a look at the fields first, since there's a feeling that this may be linked.
Yeah, makes sense.
Worst case, he helps some villagers.
Are me and Ockar back at the same time, or we back a bit later?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Is Braxon and Ockar back at the same time? As
Yeah,
Finn?
you'd all be either have already gotten back or get back about the same time, ready to get together and make your plans.
All right. Well, then Braxon would say we think we saw the water he's talking about coming out the hills.
Okay.
Going into the hills.
Going into the hills.
Well, surely it comes out of the hills being water, runs downhill.
So it goes into the hills, like essentially under the hills, and from what Finn would have learned, it further feeds the swampland, the peat bogs.
Right.
But it comes in from under the ground, rather than coming in from like a surface river or something like that.
Okay.
Okay. And
But
Finn
that-
will relay what he learned with the commune as well about the unnatural creature.
Yeah, I mean what that definitely means is that there are some caves up in that area, for sure. Whether they are caves that people could like actually pass into, that's something that you do not know.
Yeah.
So how do you guys want to proceed?
Well, I think we should head to the hills, through the fields and to the hills.
Yeah.
Grandma's house we go?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've not been able to find anything, so we've just got to go for it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep out. Actually, I'll mention this to Finn. Are there any of the fairy folk around here? Since you're from around here.
I did not sense any when I communed with nature.
Oh. Hmm.
Possibly much farther to the north, but that's off by the brink.
Yeah, I don't imagine they'd want to be staying around a conflicted area. Okay. Let's head out.
I mean, one thing that could like mostly rule out is that it probably wouldn't then be fairy folk doing tricking around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One other idea I've had. Finn would want to cast a time pool
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
to see
Very
if he
good.
could see when Senj wandered off into the hills.
Is that the one that I was?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I would have.
All right.
Well,
Is there a chance of success for that?
Yes. 1 second, I'll look that up. Just gotta get to it here. There it is. So let's see. The base chance is 50%. I get plus 15 for my wisdom. And then depending on if I'm considered well informed or slightly informed, there's another bonus.
I would say slightly informed.
Okay, that's another 5% then. So 70% chance.
Okay.
And I will use a reroll on this.
You don't need to.
Oh, okay.
All right. Because I already rolled it. I was just waiting for the results. So you get a bowl of water and cast your time pool on that, and you see Senj working away at the at some wheels, some wagon wheels, and you don't get sound with this, do you?
Let's see. Image provides a perfectly clear picture with normal sounds as if the caster were present at the scene.
With sound, okay. And Solas is here looking at the time pool with you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I would if Finn told me that he's casting it.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I
are
would've-
you doing this privately or are you doing this with the group, Finn?
I would do this with the group.
Okay. So,
Okay.
Solas, you see the same image, apparition, and beckoning,
Mm-hmm.
and hear the same sounds. And Senj follows it out and follows it into the hills. How long do you view things with the time pool?
I get a duration of 10 rounds.
Okay. So you would not see what happens to him. He would like it's not long enough to see what happens to him when he goes um into the hills. But he definitely goes in, like, basically goes the same way that you did, and is following these lights.
Right.
Yeah, and Solas would say to others that that was the apparition that woke me up.
Yeah, that doesn't strike me as benevolent.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think the apparition itself seems benevolent or malevolent. It's just
Yeah,
a hazy apparition.
we still don't know what's sending it, but
But we should investigate it.
Yeah.
Since it sounds like it might be tied to the fields also not doing well.
Yeah.
Let's
Maybe the
let's head to the
apparition is being
fields
con-
then.
Maybe the apparition is
Start
being
from there.
controlled.
Do you have any way to tell if the ground has been poisoned?
When I get there.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go out there.
Some things are apparent, some things aren't.
Should we take camping gear and potentially sleep outside?
Yeah, this might be a couple days at least.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was thinking that we might also want to be there at night to see if there's anything.
Okay. So you guys all go out to the field first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me an intelligence check, Finn, please.
Not agriculture.
Oh, do you actually have agriculture now?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah. I mean, it is an intelligence check, but basically, but
Yep.
agriculture will give you more information if that's successful. Okay. So looking at the field, there are definitely some subtle signs that something is off, and it is extremely difficult to notice. It is the fact that you have both agriculture and you're a druid that you notice this. But the nature of the damage to the fields is directional. In that it's not just like a circle, it's not a line either, but it definitely seems to be like spreading from a point. You might be able to follow that.
I will follow that.
Okay. So, and the fields themselves are, it's almost imperceptible, but there's a slight bluish tinge to the ground, which is definitely not healthy. So
If Finn can point it out, Solas would take a soil sample to later on test with alchemy.
Yeah, you can get a soil sample. You're not seeing anything though. Like his special.
That's why Finn points it out.
Yeah, but even when he points it out, you're not really noticing anything because you're just not trained to.
Yeah.
I will follow Finn closely just to make sure he doesn't get ambushed.
Okay, so Finn, you're going to take the lead and follow this whatever is causing
Finn.
this.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you make Beowulf talk?
I didn't take that spell this time around.
Alright, doesn't matter. Carry on.
All right, give me.
Should it come to it, I do have a speak with animals, but I'm waiting on that.
No, I was going to ask him to see if you can smell anything unnatural.
I mean, Finn can also do that with the shape change.
Yep. But first, I'm going to follow the patterns.
Okay, give me just a second.
Are we going into a swamp-like area, or is it just
No,
still
you're going to the edge of the
foresty?
hills.
Alright.
So it definitely leads in the direction of the hills.
Okay.
No, I was under the impression that we might be going into some kind of swamp site to detect bits of snares.
I mean, it still might be useful. All right, so you follow this. Are you're being very careful, and the entire group is with you, right?
Yeah.
So, Ockar, Bjolmuth, and Ingritha are with you?
Mm-hmm.
And Lafdul Loire is with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're all going
I will loan out the Warhammer of Life for Ingritha if she wants.
You have a magical weapon?
Since I think Ockar said that Ingritha can use Warhammers.
She can. And she does carry a warhammer around.
So if she wants, I will give the Warhammer of Life as a loan.
Okay.
Okay. So Finn, you follow this to the hills, and it seems to wind around the nearest hill, and getting into this little dip between the hills, you see that there appears to be a small cave entrance that you would not see if you were not being led, without like really searching closely, if you weren't being led to it by this whatever is causing this this contamination maybe in the fields.
Mm-hmm. I will point it out to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like an overhang, and like grass and bushes and everything are overhanging the entrance. And you can see a couple other small cave entrances as well. Now that you're looking for it, and you know what to look for. Give me an intelligence check. And this is a straight intelligence check, not agriculture. Actually, better yet, a wisdom check. Wisdom would be more appropriate for.
Roll again or use that number.
We'll use that number. That's a success with that.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, 18 wisdom.
So you can smell two things. Number one, there's kind of like a sour fruit smell. And number two, bat guano.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of spell components for Solas.
So yeah, I'll definitely point that out.
How big is the cave entrance? Like, is it big enough to human walk in without crouching?
You could duck enter it.
Okay.
And you can't tell what the size of the cave is beyond that.
If we're going in, I will cast Detect Snares and Pits.
Okay.
Which will tell me of, like, snares of wilderness creatures like trapdoor spiders, lions, etc., and man-made traps and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
Finn will cast an Unfailing before going in.
Okay. Let me go ahead and bring you guys over.
Matt.
So I did prepare a detect magic today, so I don't know when the best time to use that would be, but I just wanted to let you know. Because you guys might be able to tell me better than I would when I should use it.
That's
Detect
also-
magic doesn't have that long of a duration, so
I know, that's why I'm not doing it right now.
Yeah, we usually always carry one. I've always got one, usually.
I have Fine Traps and Slow Poison prepared today just in case of certain trouble.
Most people seem to use Detect Magic when we find a treasure and we want to see what's magical. But it can be used other times as well, but you probably want to find something first.
Yeah, I
Hopefully
suppose
this
it does bring up
run
a
slowly.
point. Finn, that thing that you're tracking, this unusual drowned or trail, it doesn't seem magical in nature. It's natural, or can you make that assertion? I mean, it's unnatural, but
Finn, you don't think it's magical per se.
Could just be the reaction of nature to something that's in this cave.
yeah.
I am wielding my rod of alertness.
Okay.
Wonder why my apprentice doesn't have the circle.
Because
Yeah.
you never actually sent me an image to make a token for him?
I did?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'll scroll up.
It's possible I forgot.
Yeah.
There are many options.
That's fine. I'll do it later.
All right. Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously I have to. All right. I'll look at that after the game. All right. So, who cannot see in dark? Because you might need to.
Ockar. Everyone else can.
And Gretha can't.
Oh, and Grief. Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
two paladins can't see in darkness.
Okay. So you know that you're going to be going into a dark cave.
I will have my battle axe out, the one that glows like a torch.
Okay. Give me a second
I'll look up
to
if
give you some
Tinker
light.
Gnomes Can. I think they can, but
Yeah, gnomes can.
Yeah, gnomes can.
okay. I just didn't know if Tinker Gnomes were doing
I think halflings is the only ones that varies from person to person. And race subtype. I think like some halflings get it, some halflings may not inherit it, some get stronger, some get weaker.
What about Minotaurs? Can they see in the dark?
Yes. Yes.
Almost certainly.
they're good at mazes, so yeah.
Oh yeah, infravision.
Minotaurs can track via smell as well.
Yes, they can.
It's like 50%.
Let's see.
Write it on my sheet. Where is it? Special abilities. I'll do it there.
That brings up an interesting point. Does Darrakar smell anything?
Let's see. Darrakar, do you have a specific chance of smelling anything? You have that written
Checking
down?
right now.
I can tell you what I remember. I know it was like 50%, minus 10% for every day it passes.
I can track creatures by scent. I can. I get 50% chance minus 10% per additional day.
Okay, so what I will do is, since you're not exactly tracking a specific creature, but like Finn
What's
can
that
smell.
smell?
Finn can smell something. So go ahead and give me a D100.
You got it.
What? We can't track the ghost with smell?
Maybe it's ectoplasm or something.
Okay.
68.
What I will say is that you can smell the kind of sour fruit smell, but out here, it's not a directional thing kind of sort of situation. So while you can smell it, it's not helping you out here. Maybe once you get into the cave, things will be different, though. All right. But it is actually about time for us to take our break, I'm just noticing. So probably a good time for you guys to think about how you want to approach going into the cave.
It's a good idea.
So Ockar's got his flaming axe out to act as a torch. Some of you do have...
And Gritha's going to have a sword in one hand and a torch in the other.
Okay, I will get that
just
down as well.
Just before we enter the cave, Solas cast detect spirits.
Hey, just fireball the cave.
I'm not going to just fireball cave if there's nothing to fireball.
Cave has evil in it.
Hang on a minute. What if the people that got kidnapped are all tied up in the cave?
What you don't know about doesn't bother you.
Lafdul
no,
likes people to burn to death. That's what it is. That's the situation.
Yeah. Lafdul tries to get people to do evil things.
All right, so you go ahead and cast Detect Spirits. How long does that last?
10 turns.
Okay, yeah, that's plenty of time.
Surely, if we're crawling into holes in the ground, we're being tempted into doing weevil things rather than evil things.
Boo.
Boo.
My detect snares and pits is 4 rounds a level, which is 36 rounds.
Okay.
3 turns and just in a bit.
All right. Remind me when we get back from the break. So if anyone else wants to, because I'm not necessarily going to be. I mean, I might. I don't know. We'll see.
So that's 10 minutes for people in the chat to guess who's going to die first.
I mean, obviously, Lafdul.
Obviously.
There are 2 low-level party members.
Well, I mean, we are talking about you trying to get Solas to do evil things. Maybe he'll do an evil thing and stab you in the back when you aren't looking.
Mm-hmm.
But this will also give you guys a chance to think about if there's anything else that you guys want to do before actually entering the cave. And any other preparations you might want to do.
I think Lafdul should write his will.
But we will be back in about 10 minutes, everyone. Good time to stretch your legs, get something to eat or drink, and we will be right back. See you shortly.
We'll
See
see
you
you
on the
then.
Bye.